welcome to Phoenix Wright, Ace Attorney. Let's go. Yes, play this game. Yep. This one, please. First episode, the first Turnabout. Yes. Oh. Gasp, gasp. Damn it. Why me? I can't get caught. Not like this. I've got to find someone to pin this on. Someone like him. I'll make it look like he did it. August 3rd, 9:47 a.m. District Court, Defendant Lobby number 2. Boy, am I nervous. Right! There she is. Oh, hiya, Chief. Ooh, I'm glad I made it on time. Well, I have to say, Phoenix, I'm impressed. Not everyone takes on a murder trial right off the bat like this. It says a lot about you, and your client as well. Thanks? Actually, it's because I owe him a favor. A favor? You mean you knew the defendant before this case? Yes. Actually, I kind of owe my current job to him. He's one of the reasons I became an attorney. Well, that's news to me. I want to help him out any way I can. I just really want to help him. I owe him that much. It's over! My life! Everything! It's all over! Is that your client screaming over there? Yeah, it's him. Death! Despair! Oh! I'm gonna do it! I'm gonna die! It sounds like he wants to die. Oh! I accidentally opened my profile stuff. Attorney's badge. No one would believe I was a defense attorney if I didn't carry this. Cindy's autopsy report. Time of death. On the 31st of the 7th at 4 p.m. to 5 p.m. Cause of death, loss of blood due to blunt trauma. Yeah. Nick! Hey there, Larry. Dude, I'm so guilty. Tell them I'm guilty. Give me the death sentence. I ain't afraid to die. What? What's wrong, Larry? Oh, it's all over. I'm finished. Finished! I can't live in a world without her. I can't. Who? Who took her away from me, Nick? Who did this? I thought it was Nick for a second there. Oh, Nick, you gotta tell me. Who took my baby away? The person responsible for your girlfriend's death. Newspapers say it was you. And in brackets is thoughts. My name is Phoenix Wright. Here's the story. My first case is a fairly simple one. A young woman was killed in her apartment. The guy they arrested was the unlucky sap dating her. Larry Butts. My best friend since grade school. Our school had a saying, when something smells, it's usually the butts. In the 23 years I've known him, it's usually been true. He has a knack for getting himself in trouble. One thing I can say though, it's usually not his fault. He just has terrible luck. But I know better than anyone that he's a good guy at heart. That, and I owe him one, which is why I took on the case, to clear his name. And that's just what I'm going to do. August 3rd, 10 a.m. District Court, courtroom number 2. Chatter. Court is now in session for the trial of Mr. Larry Butts. The prosecution is ready, Your Honor. The defense is ready, Your Honor. Ahem. Mr. Wright, this is your first trial, is it not? Yes, Your Honor. I'm, a little nervous. Your conduct during this trial will decide the fate of your client. Murder is a serious charge. For your client's sake, I hope you can control your nerves. I love the music from this. Thank you, Your Honor. Mr. Wright, given the circumstances, I think we should have a test to ascertain your readiness. Yes, Your Honor. Gulp. Handshaking. Eyesight fading. The test will consist of a few simple questions. Answer them clearly and concisely. Please state the name of the defendant in this case. Larry Butts. The defendant? Well, that's Larry Butts, Your Honor. Correct. Just keep your wits about you and you'll do fine. Next question. This is a murder trial. Tell me, what's the victim's name? Whew, I know this one. Glad I read the case report cover to cover so many times. It's... Wait. Uh-oh. No way. I forgot. I'm drawing a total blank here. Phoenix! Are you absolutely sure you're up to this? You don't even know the victim's name? Oh, the victim. Of course I know the victim's name. I, just forgot. Temporarily. I think I feel a migraine coming on. Look, the victim's name is listed in the court record. Just press tab to check it at any time, okay? Tab. There we go. There's her thingy-majiggy. Remember to check it often. Do it for me, please. I'm begging you. Mr. Wright, who is the victim in this case? Cindy Stone. The victim's name is Cindy Stone. Correct. Now, tell me, what was the cause of death? She died because she was hit with a blunt object. She was struck once by a blunt object. Correct. You've answered all my questions. I see no reason why we shouldn't proceed. You seem much more relaxed, Mr. Wright. Good for you. He does not. Thank you, Your Honor. Because I don't feel relaxed, that's for sure. Well then. First, a question for the prosecution. Mr. Payne? Yes, Your Honor. As Mr. Wright just told us, the victim was struck with a blunt object. Would you explain to the court just what that object was? The murder weapon was this statue of the Thinker. It was found lying on the floor next to the victim. I see. The court accepts it into evidence. Statue added to the court record. Right. Be sure to pay attention to any evidence added during the trial. That evidence is the only ammunition you have in court. Use tab to check the court record frequently. We got it. A statue in the shape of the Thinker. It's rather heavy. Oh, profiles. Mia Fey, age 27, chief attorney at Fey & Co., my boss, and a very good defense attorney. Larry Butts, age 23, the defendant in this case, a likable guy who has been my friend since grade school. Cindy Stone, age 22, the victim in this case, a model. She lived in an apartment by herself. Winston Payne, age 52, the prosecutor for this case, lacks presence, generally bad at getting his points across. A statue in the shape of the Thinker, it's rather heavy. Okay. The reason it says R and RS and all that is because it was originally made for the DS. And here it wouldn't say tab, it would have said like RS or whatever. LS. Mr. Payne, the prosecution may call its first witness. The prosecution calls the defendant, Mr. Butts, to the stand. Chief, what do I do now? Pay attention. You don't want to miss any information that might help your client's case. You'll get your chance to respond to the prosecution later, so be ready. Let's just hope he doesn't say anything unfortunate. Uh-oh. Larry gets excited easily. This could be bad. Ahem. Mr. Butts, is it not true that the victim had recently dumped you? Hey! Watch it, buddy! We were great together. We were Romeo and Juliet, Cleopatra and Mark Antony. Didn't they all die? I wasn't dumped. She just wasn't taking my phone calls or seeing me, ever. What did you do anyway? Mr. Butts, what you describe is generally what we mean by dumped. In fact, she had completely abandoned you and was seeing other men. She had just returned from overseas with one of them the day before the murder. What do you mean, one of them? Lies! All of it! Lies! I don't believe a word of it! Your Honor, the victim's passport. According to this, she was in Paris until the day before she died. Passport added to the court record. The victim apparently arrived home from Paris on the 30th of the 7th, the day before the murder. Indeed, she appears to have returned the day before the murder. Dude, no way. The victim was a model, but did not have a large income. It appears that she had several sugar daddies. Daddies? Sugar? Yes, older men who gave her money and gifts. She took their money and used it to support her lifestyle. Dude. We can clearly see what kind of woman this Miss Stone was. Tell me, Mr. Butts, dragging the victim's name through the dirt like this? How dare you, Mr. Payne? Victim blaming. Tell me, Mr. Butts, what do you think of her now? Right. I don't think you want him to answer that question. Yeah, Larry has a way of running his mouth in all the wrong directions. Should I... I have not played this game in the longest time. Also, I can save just to be extra oops about it. Stop him from answering. My client has no idea the victim was seeing other men. That question is irrelevant to this case. Oof, winks. Dude, Nick, what do you mean irrelevant? That cheating she-dog? I'm gonna die. I'm just gonna drop dead. Yeah, and when I meet her in the afterlife, I'm going to get to the bottom of this. Let's continue with the trial, shall we? I believe the accused's motive is clear to everyone. Yes, quite. Oh boy, this is so not looking good. Next question. You went to the victim's apartment on the day of the murder, did you not? Gulp. Well, did you, or did you not? Well, maybe I did, and maybe I didn't. Uh-oh, he went. What do I do? Have him answer honestly. He has to answer the question. I know. I'll send him a signal. Tell the truth. Yeah, I was there. I went. Oh, mutter. Order! Well, Mr. Butts? Dude, chill. She wasn't home, man. So, like, I didn't see her. Objection! Your Honor, the defendant is lying. Lying? The prosecution would like to call a witness who can prove Mr. Butts is lying. Well, that simplifies matters. Who is your witness? The man who found the victim's body just before making the gruesome discovery. He saw the defendant fleeing the scene of the crime. Oh no. Larry, what did you do? Order! Order in the court! Mr. Payne, the prosecution may call its witness. Yes, Your Honor. This is bad. On the day of the murder, my witness was selling newspapers at the victim's building. Please bring Mr. Frank Sawit to the stand. Or Sawit? I think it's saw it, like he saw it. You know what I mean? Mr. Sawit, you sell newspaper subscriptions in this. Is this correct? Oh yes, newspapers, yes. Mr. Sawit, you may proceed with your testimony. Please, tell the court what you saw on the day of the murder. Witness account, witness testimony. Bim, bim. I was going door to door, selling subscriptions, when I saw a man fleeing an apartment. I thought, he must be in a hurry because he left the door half open behind him. Thinking it strange, I looked inside the apartment. Then I saw her lying there. A woman, not moving, dead. I quailed in fright and found myself unable to go inside. Quailed. I thought to call the police immediately. Quailed. The hell does that mean? Like quaked? Quailed. Past tense of quail. Feel or show fear or apprehension. Okay. However, the phone in her apartment wasn't working. I went to a nearby park and found a public phone. I remember the time exactly. It was 1 p.m. The man who ran was without a doubt the defendant, sitting right over there. Larry, why didn't you tell the truth? I can't defend you against a testimony like that. Incidentally, why wasn't the phone in the victim's apartment working? Your Honor, at the time of the murder, there was a blackout in the building. Aren't phones supposed to work during a blackout? Yes, Your Honor. However, some cordless phones do not function normally. The phone that Mr. Sawyer used was one of those. Your Honor, I have a record of the blackout for your perusal. Electricity in Mrs. Stone's building was out from noon to 6 p.m. on the day of the crime. Now, Mr. Wright. Yes? Yes, Your Honor. You may begin your cross-examination. Cross-examination, Your Honor? Alright, Wright. This is it. The real deal. Stop pressing that button. What exactly am I supposed to do? Why, you exposed the lies in the testimony the witness just gave. Lies? What? He was lying? Your client is innocent, right? Then that witness must have lied in his testimony. Or is your client really guilty? How do I prove he's not? You hold the key. It's in the evidence. Compare the witness's testimony to the evidence at hand. There's bound to be a contradiction in there. First, find contradictions between the court record and the witness's testimony. Then, once you've found the contradicting evidence, present it and rub it in the witness's face. Okay. Open the court record with tab, then point out contradictions in the testimony. Okay. Cross-examination. Witness account. I was going door to door selling subscriptions when I saw a man fleeing an apartment. Let's press him. Hold it! Isn't a man leaving an apartment a common sight? I find it odd you would take notice of him. I don't know. He just seemed strange to me, that's all. Like, he was mad and yet frightened at the same time. Just like a criminal fleeing the scene of a crime. The defense requests that the witness refrain from conjecture. Of course. What the witness means is that the man he saw looked suspicious. So, what happened next? I thought he must be in a hurry, because he left the door half open behind him. Half open, you say? Yes. The door was open halfway, yes. I watched for a moment, but no one came to close the door. That's odd. In a big city like this, I thought. I see. And what happened next? Thinking it strange, I looked inside the apartment. What gave you the idea to do that? Fucking stop pressing buttons! Well, the door was half open, you see. Isn't it only human to want to peek? Oh, okay, you're a weirdo. We climb mountains because they are there. It's the same thing. Truer words have never been spoken. Anyone would look inside. Why did pain cut him off so quickly? So you looked into the apartment. What happened then? Then I saw her lying there. A woman, not moving, dead. Press. Are you sure she was dead? What? Well, no, I guess I wasn't. But she wasn't moving at all, and there was blood everywhere. I guess that would look fatal to anyone. Very well. What happened next? I quailed in fright and found myself unable to go inside. Press. So, you didn't touch anything in the apartment? Come on. Yes. I mean, no, nothing. Okay, what happened next? I thought to call the police immediately. You thought to call the police? Does that mean you didn't actually call them? Please, please, listen to the rest of the testimony. You thought to call the police. What happened next? However, the phone in her apartment wasn't working. Press. The phone in her apartment wasn't working. Fuck off. Yes, I mean, no, it wasn't, right. But you said you didn't go into the apartment. Or did you? Oh, that, I can explain that. There was a cordless phone on the shelf in the entranceway. I reached inside and tried using that to call. And that phone wasn't working correct. What happened next? I went to a nearby park and found a public phone. Why use a public phone? Well, you see, I don't have a cell phone. And being the middle of the afternoon, there was no answer at the nearby apartments. Ah, right. What time did you call again? I remember the time exactly. It was 1 p.m. 1 p.m.? Are you certain? Yes, absolutely. He seems really confident. 1 p.m.? Right. Doesn't that seem strange to you? Present some evidence to contradict him. I will. I remember the time exactly. It was 1 p.m. So what we're going to do is have a look. The electricity from the building was out from noon to 6, which is fine. Fine. I think it's the death, really. 4 to 5 p.m. There you go. So we're going to present this. Objection! You're so fucking livid. You found the body at 1 p.m.? You're sure? Yes. It was 1 p.m. for certain. Frankly, I found that hard to believe. I love how cocky and arrogant he gets when he's like, I've got some evidence here to prove you wrong. Your statement directly contradicts the autopsy report. The autopsy notes the time of death as sometime after 4 p.m. There was no body to find at 1 p.m. How do you explain this 3-hour gap? This is trivial. The witness merely forgot the time. After his testimony, I find that hard to believe. Mr. Sarwit, why were you so certain that you found the body at 1 p.m.? Gee, that's a really good question. Great job, Wright. Way to put him on the spot. That's all you have to do. Point out contradictions. Lies always beget more lies. See through one, and their whole story falls apart. Wait, I remember now. Would you care to give your testimony again? The time of discovery. You see, when I found the body, I heard the time. There was a voice saying the time. It was probably coming from the television. Oh, but it was 3 hours off, wasn't it? I guess the victim must have been watching a video of a tape program. That's why I thought it was 1 p.m. Terribly sorry about the misunderstanding. I don't even need to press him on this one. Like, I don't even need to press people on most of them. Oh, shit. I didn't read what the judge had said. Okay. Mr. Wright, you may cross-examine the witness. Right. You know what to do. I've got this one. The power outage was happening at that time. So it can't have said 1 o'clock. You see, when I found it, I heard the time there was a voice saying probably come from the television. Oh, but it was 3 hours off, wasn't it? Press. Are you sure it was a television and not a radio? Well, no, I guess it could have been a radio. Incidentally, there was no radio in the premises. There was only one large television. Right. I can't put my finger on it. But something about this seems fishy. Something about hearing the television. Yes. I get it. So we're going to go back and we're going to present the outage, the power outage. Electricity was out, present. Objection! Hold it right there. The prosecution has said there was a blackout at the time of the discovery. And the record proves it. You couldn't have had a television or a video. The defense has a point. Do you have an explanation for this, Mr. Sawit? No, I find it quite puzzling myself. Quite. Wait, I remember now, Mr. Sawit. The court would prefer to hear an accurate testimony from the very beginning. These constant corrections are harming your credibility. And you seem rather distraught. Because he's a murderer. My apologies, Your Honor. It must have been the shock of finding the body. Very well, Mr. Sawit. Let's hear your testimony. Once more, please. Witness testimony. Hearing the time. Actually, I didn't hear the time. I saw it. There was a table clock in the apartment, wasn't there? Yeah. The murder weapon. The killer used it to hit the victim. That must have been what I saw. You saw a clock? I guess that would explain it. The defense may cross-examine the witness. Gladly. So, this one's easy because we have the clock and it doesn't show the time. Actually, I didn't hear it. I saw it. There was a table clock in the apartment, wasn't there? Yeah, the murder weapon. The killer used to hit the victim. That must have been what I saw. Well, it can't have been. I don't know if I have to press it on this one. I think I have to press it on the table clock bit. Right, so... In fact, I think I'll press and see if it comes up. A table clock? Was there a clock at the scene? This is the first I've heard of it. Yeah, the murder weapon. The killer used it to hit the victim. The murder weapon? Yes, the table clock that was used as a weapon. That's what I just said. Did you doze off in the middle of my testimony or something? Something's fishy here. That must have been what I saw. Right, so this one I need to press because he said it was fishy at this one. So, present. It's not letting me, like, view it properly. But it doesn't show the time. Wait just a moment. The murder weapon wasn't a clock. It was the statue. Oh, I forgot. Like, because I'm so far ahead. Now, how is this supposed to be a clock? What? You with your objections and your evidence? Just who do you think you are? Just answer the question, Mr. Sawit. Hey, I saw it there, okay? That's a clock. Your Honor, if I may. Yes, Mr. Payne? As the witness stated, this statue is indeed a clock. The neck is a switch. You just tilt it, and it says the time out loud. As it doesn't look like a clock, I submitted it as a statue. My apologies. I see. So, the murder weapon was a table clock after all. Well, Mr. Wright, it appears that the witness's testimony was correct. This is a clock. Do you have any problems with this testimony? Yes! Your Honor, there is a gaping hole in the witness's testimony. The only way he could have known the weapon was a clock is to hold it in his hand. Yet the witness testified that he never entered the apartment. Clearly, a contradiction. Indeed. The witness knew it was a clock because he went into the apartment. You're lying. You were inside the apartment on the day of the murder. Ah! Oh yeah? Prove it! Prove I went in there. I'll do better than that. I can prove you were the one who killed her. You struck her with the clock, and the shock of the blow triggered the clock's voice. That was the sound you heard. Order in the court. Intriguing. Please continue, Mr. Wright. Yes, Your Honor. Mr. Sawit, the sound must have left quite an impression on you. Understandable, since the murder weapon spoke just as you hit the victim. That voice was burned into your mind. That's why you were so certain about the time. What's the meaning of this? This is all baseless conjecture. Baseless. Just look at the witness's face. Would the witness care to elaborate? Did you strike the victim with the clock? That day, I never. Look, the clock, I heard, no, I mean, I saw, ah! Beautiful. Shut up, I hate you. It was him, I tell you, I saw him. He killed her, and he should burn, give him death. Order in the court, I say. Your Honor, a moment, please. There isn't a shred of evidence supporting the defense's claims. Mr. Wright, Your Honor, you claim the sound the witness heard came from the clock. Do you have any evidence? The fucking clock! The whole case is riding on this. I'd better think it through carefully. Your Honor, the sound Mr. Sawyer heard was definitely this clock. A fact which is clear if you simply try sounding the clock. Let's sound the clock here. Now here in this court. Your Honor, may I have the clock? I asked the court to listen very carefully. Beep. I think it's 8:25. That certainly is a strange way to announce the time. Well, he is the thinker, after all. So, we've heard the clock. What are your conclusions, Mr. Wright? Mr. Payne, can you tell me what time it is now? It's 11:25. Back. As you can see, this clock is exactly 3 hours slow. Precisely the discrepancy between what Mr. Sawyer heard and the actual time of death. So, Mr. Sawyer tried to talk your way out of this one. Oh. Ha! Ha ha ha! You forgot one thing! Uh-oh. What's he talking about now? While it may seem like that clock is running 3 hours slow, it proves nothing. How do you know it was running 3 hours slow on the day of the murder? If you can't prove that, you don't have a case. He's right. How am I going to prove that? Damn it. I was so close. I can tell you why. It seems you lack the critical evidence to support your claim. Ha! Yes, Your Honor. This means I cannot let you indict the witness. Unfortunately... Mia, come on, Mia. Slam the table. This ends the cross-examination of Mr. Frank Sawyer. No, it doesn't. I have her passport. She was in France. I come all the way down here to testify and look what happens. You treat me like a criminal. A criminal! You lawyers all slime. Grr. I almost had him. You still have him. Sorry, Larry, I failed you. No, you haven't. There's nothing I can do about it now. Come on, Mia. Tell him to fucking buck up. Objection. Not so fast, Mr. Sawyer. Yes, Mia. Chief. Listen up, Wright. Don't throw this one away. Not like this. Think. But Chief, it's over. I can't prove the clock was slow the day of the murder. Nobody can prove that. Well, yes. But that doesn't mean you can't still win. Try thinking out of the box. Don't waste time doubting the facts. Assume the clock was 3 hours slow and think through it. Ask yourself, why was the clock 3 hours slow? Figure out the reason and you'll have your proof. Right? Right? Can you think of a reason as to why the clock would be 3 hours slow? Yes. Wait! Maybe I can prove it. You must have evidence somewhere that can prove it, Wright. Find it and let them have it. Well, Mr. Wright, you say the clock was already running slow on the day of the murder. Have you found evidence to support this claim? Of course. There is a piece of evidence in the court record that can prove my claim beyond a doubt. Ha! Tough words. Let's see you pull this one off. Let's see the evidence that proves why the clock was running slow. I should do voices for these people. Take that! The victim had just returned home from abroad the day before the murder. As we all know, the time difference between here and Paris is 9 hours. When it's 4 PM here, it's 1 AM the next day there. The clock wasn't 3 hours slow, it was 9 hours fast. The victim hadn't reset her clock since returning home. That's why the time you heard when you struck her dead in her apartment was wrong. Proof enough for you, Mr. Sawyer? Or should I say, Mr. Did It? I think he passes out. Oh, jeez. I forgot he frothed in the mouth. Order, order, I say. Well, this case certainly turned out differently than we all expected. Mr. Payne, your witness, he was arrested and has been taken away, Your Honor. Very well. Mr. Wright? Yes, Your Honor. I have to say, I'm impressed. I don't think I've ever seen someone complete a defense so quickly and find the true culprit at the same time. Thank you, Your Honor. We're gonna do that every fucking time. At this point, this is only a formality, but this court finds the defendant, Mr. Larry Butts, not guilty. Woo! And with that, this court is adjourned. It turns out that Frank Sawyer was a common burglar. He posed as a newspaper salesman to check and see when people were out of the house. That day, when Larry went to her apartment, the victim wasn't home. After he left, Mr. Sawyer let himself in to do his dirty work. While he was searching her place, the victim returned. Flustered, Mr. Sawyer grabbed the nearest blunt object he could find. August 3rd, 2:32 p.m. District Court Defendant Lobby Number 2. Whew! I still can't believe we won. Right! Good job in there. Congratulations. Thanks, Chief. I owe it all to you. Not at all. Not at all. You fought your own battles in there. It's been a while since I've seen a trial end on such a satisfying note. I've never seen the Chief looking this happy. If she's this glad, imagine how Larry must feel. My life is over. Larry, you're supposed to be happy. What's wrong now? Oh, Nick. Don't worry about me. I'll be dead and gone soon. Good. Wait, no. I mean, bad. Larry, you're innocent. The case is closed. But my Cindy Whitney's gone, man. Gone forever. Larry, she was a... Nah, never mind. Congratulations, Harry. Harry? Yes, you! I can practically see the headlines now. Harry Butts, innocent. Heh, thanks. I really owe you one. I won't forget this, ever. Let's celebrate. Dinner, movie, my treat. He's immediately hitting on Mia. Oh no, I couldn't. Hey, I was the one who got you off the hook. Oh, hey. Here, take this. It's a present. A present? For me? Wait, wasn't this the evidence that... Actually, I made this clock for her. I made one for her and one for me. Really? You? You made this? Well, thank you. I'll keep it as a memento. Yo, Nick. Can you believe it? I was so into that chick. And she was just playing me for a fool. Don't that make you just want to cry? Larry. Are you so sure? Excuse me? I think she thought quite a lot of you, in her own way. Nah, you don't gotta sympathize with me. It's okay. Oh, I'm not just sympathizing. Really? Isn't that right? Don't you have something to show your friend? Something that proves how she felt about him? Huh? Oh, yeah, right. What the heck is she talking about? The clock. It's rather heavy. She took it in her luggage. Take that! Check this out, Larry. Proof positive you weren't just some chump to her. Huh? What about that clock? This is the clock that you made for her, Larry. And she took it with her when she traveled. Whatever, she probably just needed a clock, that's all. You think so? That's a pretty heavy clock to take traveling. Well, make of it what you will. Hey, Nick. I'm glad I asked you to be my lawyer. Really, I am. Thanks. Hope that made him feel a little better. Right? I hope you see the importance of evidence now. Also, hopefully you realize things change depending on how you look at them. People, too. We never really know if our clients are guilty or innocent. All we can do is believe in them. And in order to believe in them, you have to believe in yourself. Right? Listen, Lynn, grow strong. Never let go of what you believe in. Never. Well, I think our work here is done. Shall we be off? Yeah, I guess so. Say, how about dinner on me? We'll drink a toast to innocent butts. Yeah! Oh, speaking of Harry, you were saying part of why you became a lawyer was because of him. Yeah, part, at least. You'll have to tell me more about it sometime. Maybe. Over drinks? Being hit on by our boss. And so, my first trial came to a close. Larry slapped me on the back and said, "Gee, Nick, it's good to have friends." But I'm pretty sure he's not going to pay us, unless you count the clock he gave Mia. I didn't know it then, but that clock was soon going to be at the center of another incident. And my promise to tell the chief about me and Larry would be one promise that I wouldn't be able to keep. The end. Heart-wrenching stuff. Ding! A brand new episode has been added. This is sad. Yes, I would like to save my progress. And I'm gonna call it quits on the first one there. So that these episodes aren't long and such. Thank you for staying, playing, etc. And have a lovely day, evening, whatever the heck is going on with you. No, we're not doing this. We're not doing this. Game. Shush. Nope. Nope.